And welcome back to SA Sports Show. I'm Greg Anderson with my old co-host Barry.
Old co-host?
Oh, but we got a couple of years on me, not many.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
That's
I know
okay.
you did play footy with my dad though, but Rosewater, but yeah, you got a couple of years on me.
Good, yeah, wonder you.
Women's footy is just it's taken our national by storm, our sports. We've got a couple of very special guests, Lucy and Michelle from the AFL Masters competition. Welcome.
Thank you.
Got some exciting stuff happening, haven't you? Got a little mini carnival coming up, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so because there's not a great deal of Masters numbers in South Australia, we're having a carnival with a bunch of younger players. So we've got a strong South Australian Masters team, which consists of players aged 30 years and over, and we play at a national carnival this year in Coffs Harbour. So in preparation for that, we've got a carnival where we're going to take on the young guns and see how we fare.
How do you go with getting players over 30? I would have thought that may be a little tricky. You know, should I say this? The ladies are more probably settled after they're 30, or they're married, or
I'd say the
doing
issue,
something,
it's probably more around how strong our league was when our female players were young.
Yeah.
So South Australia back in the early 90s, we had a great football fraternity. And it's actually those players that have made up the Masters team.
Yep.
Okay, so what happened to it? If you were so strong then, because it just must have disappeared for a while, before AFLW came in and sort of all that, where did it go? Why did it just stagnate or disappear?
It's been here all along.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Just thought the next generation. I went and watched some friends of my daughters play in under 16s competition, and they played in a final on the weekend. It was just fantastic. He actually had to, unfortunately, 6 of the girls he was coach weren't selected. So they had 22, so he had 6 on the bench who were pretty shattered not getting a game. So in 20 years' time, they're going to be representing, South Australia in the Women's Masters. So that's the progression of it all, and that's when it's, in 15, 20 years' time, how powerful the whole competition is going to be nationally.
that's exactly right. And we have a full capacity for our team that we're sending to Coffs Harbour. So we've got 23 Masters South Australian female players representing our state. Already picked.
So that's your team to go to Coffs Harbour.
That's
So
our team for
these
this
mini
year.
little thing, they're like a trial run. They're going to have a bit of a game
That's
together,
it,
that
just
sort of thing.
a bit of team bonding, bit of playing as a group. Yeah. And then we're currently looking for Masters to represent our state in 2019.
Okay, so you're that far ahead. How difficult, and an earlier question, how difficult is it to get players? How difficult has it been for you to get players to go to, get away to Coffs Harbour?
Yeah, well, it's been word of mouth.
It has been word of mouth.
That's what it's been.
It's been social media, but it's been a lot of ladies putting in a lot of effort to try and get the word out there that there is still life after your Saturday's games.
Okay.
It does continue on. Now, it's come a long way last year, obviously, with the AFL Women's starting up. And then there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't just dissipate off into your kids' lives.
Because you love the game, obviously.
That's right. So you still want to continue to keep playing.
And you've been playing
that's
for
what the
a long
Masters
time?
games
Have you been playing for quite a few years yourself?
My career started in probably 2005. And unfortunately, I fortunately had children, but it sort of died off a bit. So for me, having the Masters games to play in has given me something to look forward to.
So when you recruit, when you go to see a certain lady who just turned 30, what's your line? Do you want to go to Coffs Harbour for a party, or just want to bring your boots and shorts? Or, I mean, there's got to be a lure there. But it's playing the game, isn't it? It's getting them back to playing the game, probably thinking that their career's finished, they're not going to play footy anymore, and all of a sudden up crops the Masters, and they're only 30, 31. Kids are a little bit bigger. Might have a crack. That's the way you look at it?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the word out is, the only way you can get it out now is by word of mouth, or there's got to be a league or something.
Footy sells itself.
Yes, it does.
You don't need a great deal of marketing, but the league that most of the players from the Masters come is the Adelaide Football League.
Yeah.
A lot of our players do currently play in the league. So there's a section of the club who I'd say have retired, and then there's a section who are still actively playing.
Yeah.
Can we get Erin Phillips to play? Is there any chance? Because I think she's just over 30.
Oh,
so
look.
she's eligible for it.
She's a genuine South Australian. We'll have her.
She's been brilliant for football, hasn't she? I mean, just the interest and so because we're looking at probably over 40 teams, women teams now in South Australia.
We do, yes.
Which is fantastic. And obviously, longevity point of view is going to filter into Masters competition and keep the game going stronger and stronger. I know Wayne Weenman played footy till he's 50 years old. You know, so you love the game. You see so many players who, get to a level. It's irrelevant what level it is, but they can, from men's point of view, they can still keep going in their Masters. And we've got so many teams, which is great. But now there's something for women, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I think it has been challenging for women over the years because we haven't had that level of attention that we do have now. So we've always been keen, we've always been passionate. And fortunately now, society is catching up and we can actually now openly enjoy and play the game that we've always loved.
Yeah,
because people used to ask me, what kind of footy you play?
Yeah.
So I play footy. What kind of footy? And now everyone knows that you mean AFL.
rules,
You don't mean soccer or some other mythical game that we're out there playing.
So you've got a 30-year-old out there now watching the program, and she's thinking, wow, I wouldn't mind a kick, wouldn't mind having another dob. Where does she go?
So
what does she do?
We've got a website, we've got a Facebook page. So if you Google...
What's it called?
So AFL Women's Masters.
Okay.
If you pop that into your search engine, you'll get our Facebook, you'll get our website, and we've got an email address as well. So we welcome contact from anyone who's interested. Training, we train at the moment on Tuesday nights and Sunday mornings, and we just welcome whoever's interested in training.
I will ask this, how many women do you think are playing in the local league at the moment, in your one, Michelle, that are over 30 and eligible to play in the carnival? I mean, I suppose you've got kids from 16 to 35 playing in the leagues at the moment, those 40 teams we're talking about. There must be lots of women out there that...
Oh, definitely, definitely. There's many women out there that may or may not know about the Women's Masters League. Maybe a handful, probably 5 in my own team that are over 30 that could possibly play.
And now the shoe's on the other foot. Now the woman has to go to the husband.
Yeah, so...
And say, look, I'm off to Coffs Harbour to play footy. Hey.
You look after the
kids. Away we go, that's it.
Yeah, because you'll go.
My kids are going to come with me this time.
Okay, all right.
It's not a bad place to go with your kids.
No, it's
Just
fantastic
some of the
place.
teams that you'll be playing against.
South Australia is the strongest team in the league, in the Women's Masters League.
We actually won last year.
We
Okay,
did.
good.
And
Where was it last year?
At Geelong.
At the Cats?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
yeah, so we got to play in the Great Simmons Stadium. That was a bit of a buzz. Yeah, and bit more convenient to get to, so it's a bit more of a slog for people to get up to Coffs. So we've been doing a bit of fundraising this year, trying to help support those players who might find it a bit more difficult to meet the cost of getting to the carnival.
And so you've got Victoria and in New South Wales, a couple of teams.
Yeah, we've got Western Australia, we've got
Western
Queensland. Don't know that the NT have got a women's team as yet. Tassie does.
Yep.
So confirmed, definitely New South Wales, Victoria, Western Australia, and just depending on numbers that the other states can get together, we should have a healthy fight on our hands.
Big carnival, big carnival.
All the very, very best, and good luck with your recruiting. I don't think you're going to have too much problems getting, the best out of South Australia to represent, and you being part of it all. Fantastic. So all the best. You're doing a great job. We'll be back after the break.